It's a short trip down the road for these crosstown rivals, and things are destined to get tense here tonight. ESPN delivers us to Irvine, California for this USL Championship affair between LA Galaxy 2 and Orange County SC. And hello everyone, with Gary Bailey, I'm David Gascon. Thanks for joining us this evening. This contest presented by Tokiera Hoy, the official taco of Orange County Soccer Club. And Gary, look at the Western Eastern Conference standings as they are right now. Both these clubs tonight on the outside looking in.
They both are, but for LA Galaxy 2, they're only a point back of a playoff position. For Orange County, the champions, bottom of the table. So much pride involved in getting a few wins towards the end of the season.
So much to do, so little time, and you just think of what could be, what should be in the last affair between these two squads.
It was a comfortable win in the end for Orange County, absolutely brilliant. Preston Judd got that brilliant header early on, but then it was one-way traffic, Milan Oloski scoring. And this was away at LA Galaxy 2, who up until then had been almost unbeatable at home. What a result.
Well, Orange County looking to pour it on, see if they can do more of that here tonight. Milan Oloski, he is the team's leading striker, and in fact, he is the league leading scorer.
19 goals and 4 assists. Absolutely brilliant what he's been able to do in a side that otherwise has pretty much struggled this season. Fantastic signing alongside his brother, who unfortunately doesn't start tonight, but Brian and Milan are turning out to be a real handful for defenses.
And they certainly have been the case, especially with him putting all kinds of pressure on the opposing team. LA Galaxy 2, who do they counter with?
Yeah, this man is a little bit special. Cameron Dunbar, just 19 years of age. What a future he has got ahead of him. 6 goals in the last 10 games. So he's really on fire at the moment, and a couple of assists, or 3 assists there as well. So he's a team player, but at 19, he's a talent to keep an eye on.
Oh, all kinds of youth on the side for Los Angeles. We'll see if they can get it done here tonight. The defending champs, can they get to the postseason? We'll find out on the other side. When we return, we'll get you the starting 11s and first touch. It's Orange County SC, LA Galaxy 2 coming up next.
The opportunity for the small business owner with the tax credit is up to $26,000 per employee. Small business owners have been through a lot through the pandemic. They've seen the power of tax credits, government offset through the PPP program. This program, employee retention credit, is much larger than that. And so if you're a small business and you employ folks, you need to be looking at this opportunity to see if you can qualify. But it's definitely something where you need to be talking to your financial advocate or advisor and having them guide you through the process.
I love shovels.
Where did you come from?
Ever find a body?
What? No.
Did you contact 811?
Who are you?
Did you know it's the law?
Why is a child yelling at me?
What if you hit a gas line? Who pays to fix it? Do you? Does my neighbor? Can you go to jail? How much is bail?
It's good to ask questions, like did you contact 811 before digging?
Are we going to jail? I don't know.
Here in Irvine, there's something for everyone. You can satisfy your sweet tooth here or here. Cool off with freshly picked berries or catch some rays. Get some post-worthy views or rock out with your friends. Raise your adrenaline or just relax. It's master planned with you in mind. Irvine awaits.
This match is brought to you by Experian, committed to helping you protect, understand, and improve your credit. By With Them, helping clients be in a position of strength in today's modern business landscape. And by Affirm Investigative Solutions. More than just another investigative agency, we're an investigative partner for attorneys and litigation teams. And we are live here at Championship Soccer Stadium in Irvine, California. David Gascon, Gary Bailey. Gary, please, without further ado, the starting 11s for both of these squads tonight.
Well, 4 changes for Orange County, and they're obviously looking to try and get a winning side Villanueva comes in for Seth Kasipli. Carl Scott's in. Kubo Torres starts up front for Sean Okoli. Dan Peterson in. Brian Eloski on the bench, which is a surprise. Maybe he's just being rested. And McCabe drops to the bench as well. So 4 changes for Richard Chaplow as he tries to find a winning starting team.
And the recipe for success tonight for LA Galaxy 2.
A little bit of rotation there in goals. Rich Sanchez comes in for Eric Lopez. Michael Salazar replaces the suspended Jalen Neal, sent off last match. I do think Saldana will drop to the back for Salazar in attack, but it remains to be seen. Sometimes LA Galaxy do play around with their players and test them in different positions. So we'll see when we get to kickoff.
I know it's 11 v 11, but I can't help but be fascinated with the matchup tonight up front. Preston Judd versus Milan Olaski. 19 goals for Olaski, 12 for Judd. So that'll be a great matchup between these two high five-powered teams.
Yeah, 2 fantastic strikers. Preston Judd should really be in the MLS. He's that good up front. And Milan Olaski's, the goals he's scored, 19. He should be knocking on the door of MLS as well.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting affair as this match has commenced. LA Galaxy, Orange County. LA Galaxy 2 moving from left to right on your screen. Orange County SC will be moving from right to left. Orange County SC called their match a few days ago against Monterey Bay FC, losing that game 1-0. A match in which we had a lot of questions, not only from the start of the contest, Gary, but even at the end.
Yeah, they struggled to put on a good performance, Orange County. It wasn't that it was a terrible performance, but they just need to get a win one way or another, and they just struggled up front. Sean Okoli didn't do too much, and that's why he finds himself on the bench. Kubo Torres getting the start. And it's been a terrible season for Richard Chaplow and all the players. He said emotionally it's been draining because they've given away so many late goals and silly goals, and situation in which if they hadn't have done half of those, they'd probably be in a playoff position.
And the reality is you got to call a spade a spade. I mean, they've had the potential, but all their players making up that one sum haven't had a collective special moment.
They haven't, and they did last season. So, you know, sometimes you get a hangover from being champions to try and do it all again. Every team wants to beat you because you've got the star on your crest, but you've got to find a way. And the first couple of games, we all went, okay, they'll recover. Here we are at the end of the season still saying they're going to recover. Well, not many matches left to do it in.
Gary Bailey, a former Manchester U goalkeeper, going from inside the box to the broadcast booth here in the challenge. Moving inside was LA Galaxy 2. Gary, as we step into this right now, the game is only a couple minutes old. Keys to the matchup tonight.
Well, for Orange County, defensive intensity. Stop the crosses coming, and Richard Chaplow has been on about that time and time again. He picked out the Memphis match as one where they allowed crosses in that shouldn't have come in. And then for Los Dos, well, just get it to Preston Judd. 10 goals, 2 assists. He almost single-handedly beat Monterey Bay away, setting up both goals. He's a marvelous player. Stunning skills, and Orange County will have to keep a very close eye on Preston Judd.
Gary, I can't help but ask, when you've been in these situations with Man U, you've been on winning teams, you've been on losing teams, but how do you keep a level head?
Well, if you're Orange County now, it's a very difficult situation. Nothing's been going right. They've had a lot of injuries in defense to key players. As we mentioned, they've given away a lot of late goals. It's depressing, but they've just got to keep going. And Coach Richard Chaplow himself saying he needs to pick himself up and be energized so he can help his players. You're a professional, you get out of bed, you go and do your job with a smile on your face, and you just hope for a result.
Lamb, caught by Rakovsky. Now, when you were on the pitch, were you more vocal playing or in the locker room, either at half or in postgame?
Vocal all the time. You're a goalkeeper, you have to be. You've got to be shouting, organizing, telling your defenders where to be. You're not doing the running as much as they are, so you've got to be a motivator. And for Rakovsky at the moment, it's a tough space to be in when you're a championship-winning goalkeeper, and he's been dropped a few times this season. Yeah. And the coach saying, you've got to do better. He's got to find a way to pull out the saves he did last season and pull out match-winning saves.
Yeah, has to be acknowledged at one point or another. Dylan Powers there. Powers from Denmark, making his 10th start this season in 10 games. logging almost 800 minutes, a goal and an assist in limited time. Here into the 5th minute. Early feed, out comes Sanchez. Sanchez will quickly move it around to Lamb. LA Galaxy 2 getting beat by Hartford Athletic 3-1 on September the 5th. Hartford Athletic just beat FC Tulsa 3-2. They actually led that match 3-0 at the end of the first half. In fact, they conceded 2 goals in stoppage time, as that first half was completely dominated by them, and then they get late into the affair and give up 2 quick goals for FC Tulsa to make things interesting, but it was all for naught. Back the other way on the attack, Rakowski coming out alertly at that. Salazar was trying to push. Rakowski, the German, as Gary has mentioned, has been lit up.
This is a tough match for Orange County with this particular team. Los Dos, they've had some wins away. Monterey Bay, who've been in great form, they beat them 2-0. Unbelievably, they beat San Diego 5-0 away. Incredible performance. Preston Judd in particular. They beat Miami 3-1 away. Now, they haven't lost many matches, and they've beaten RGV away. So this is a really, really difficult match for Orange County. You never know quite what to expect from Los Dos. They've got some great youngsters. They do make errors at times, but they can also put on brilliant performances.
We'll see what happens. The one other thing with LA Galaxies, they've also had some changes up top in terms of team management. As we look at the injury report. Kiernan out, Acosta out.
Well, those are 2 who would normally start in defense, and that's been one of Richard Chaplow's comments, that he needed those players to help shore up the defense, and they've not been available much this season.
Haven't seen much from Judd just yet. Salazar. Here's Lamb. There was some discussion about this matchup leading into today's affair, Gary, about an interesting blend of not only teams, but a house.
The house being the stadium?
Yes.
Yeah, LA Galaxy evidently have been on the verge of concluding a deal to use this ground exclusively in Orange County, a ground that Orange County have been using. And there's been some unhappiness with the local council at even considering it, never mind almost agreeing to it. So that's why there's a huge turnout tonight. The Orange County folks saying, no, this is our home ground, at least let us share it, which would seem to be a fair solution to the problem.
Partida working long. They haven't called Olaski's name yet, and there he was on the ball. Olaski, 19 goals this season, 4 assists, nearly logging 2,300 minutes. That is a lot of cardio for this young man.
That's a lot of goals from that young man as well.
That's certainly true.
It's a great, I mean, in a team that's sitting at the bottom of the table, he has been one of the few bright sparks. You just wonder if they could have got other parts of the team right, what they could have achieved with him up front, a little bit like Ronaldo Damas did for them last year on the way to winning the championship.
Haji Berry giving him a good run for his money. And the one benefit for Olaski playing with Orange County is he's from Escondido, down in North County, San Diego. So you get friends and family that are part of town that could just make the run right up the 5 freeway to visit him, at least locally anyway, whether he's playing in San Diego, Orange County, or Los Angeles. Quick 45-minute flight to Las Vegas or Sacramento up north, about 75 minutes. So gets to move around town, have some local support, which is always huge for a young athlete, whether they're in college or in the professional ranks.
Well, it's people who can come and visit him and watch him break some records, because he's 1 goal away from equaling Thomas and Evolson's Orange County record of 20 goals in a season. Well, I think not only can he equal that, he can probably go on and beat it.
Oh yeah, hands-on as Judd in a tie-up, dancing around a little bit. Skendi was at the arm bar, and now we'll wait and see. Lead official tonight, directing traffic, Ben Meyer, talking with Judd. Michael Orozco involved as well. And Judd's asking about why there's a foul on Judd, it appears to be. Let's take a peek at it again.
Well, Judd's pulling, there's no question you can see Judd pulling Skendi there. Now, whether Skendi was pulling him as well is difficult to say. At the end of the day, the referee's got to call it one way or another, and generally it's going to go against you as a striker if it's very clear that you are doing some of the pulling.
Maybe Judd was paying homage to Fontana Speedway. Fontana's just up the road from us where we're at here in Orange County. Fontana Speedway, got NASCAR drivers that'll go in and out in those stock cars, and maybe who's trying to draft them a little bit. I don't know. But act as is. As Orange County and LA commencing in their second of 2 affairs this season.
And it's interesting for Los Dos as well. They have a new coach in Marcelo Savas. Previous coach going up to join the first team, Johan Dame. And interesting to see what Marcelo can do. He's got a good background as an LA Galaxy Academy under-19, U19 head coach. So sort of working his way up the ranks. So wish him well. And at 40 years of age, this is his latest challenge.
And Gary, just to touch on that a little bit more, or elaborate, if you will, certain programs, certain organizations, certain franchises have that kind of structure. Or in an instance like Los Angeles or New York, they have their pro clubs at the MLS, USL Championship levels, and then they also have the academy teams. So they get to do all kinds of things from the youth on up.
Yeah, and it's a process for them. They work their way up. It's a ladder, and you climb it and you keep climbing. And you obviously come in at the academy level and then move into the USL level, and hopefully from his point of view, follow Johan Dame up to the MLS level. But this is a Sao Paulo Brazilian native, Savas, Marcelo Savas, so he's got a good background. Used to play for LA Galaxy back in the day. Won the MLS Cup with him in 2012 and 2014. Holds an A license, so that's how you work your way up. You get all your licenses, you learn from those in front of you, and obviously, if he does a good job with this team, then onwards and upwards.
Outside feed here, Salazar trying to go long. He goes right between the legs of Rakowski, and I'll tell you what, that shot didn't miss by much. Cleaned up on the back line by Peterson, just by a hair here in the 12th minute as we go back to it.
Salazar getting a lot of space in the box here. I mean, look at him, he's inside the box, he's got time, he lines it up, hits it so hard. Rakowski does well just to take the pace of the ball, and it goes between his legs ultimately and just gets hooked off the line. But the space that Salazar is given on the edge of the box, not good defending from Orange County.
Got to go from the pitch, but on the ice. He went 5-hole on Rakowski, and you mentioned LA Galaxy too. And LA Galaxy, who won those 2 MLS titles in 2012 and 2014. The other LA team, LA Kings, won their 2 Stanley Cups in 2012 and 2014. So a little symmetry there.
I think one of the first things Marcelo Savas has to do, though, is sort out the defense of Los Dos. They've got one of the worst defenses, 52 goals. In fact, it is the worst defense in the West, 52.
Yep.
Mind you, the second worst is Orange County at 48. So we're looking at the 2 worst defenses, not the sort of thing you want to hear about if you're a fan or a coach, but that's the challenge for Marcelo Savas on the one side, and of course Richard Chaplow on the other.
Which is just so fascinating to look at when you see the goal differential, because although they've given up 52 and 48 goals respectively, they've also scored a healthy amount of goals, 45 and counting for LA Galaxy 2. And for Orange County SC, they've topped to 42 as we speak.
A little bit of skill out in the corner there. Absolutely brilliant skill from Dunbar. Got to see this again. David, watch this. Boom, boom. Oh, there you go, around him. Love those little moments of skill.
Talk about making someone look bad. I wonder if there'll be a little retribution in the next couple minutes for that. Oh, a sweet move, though, as you mentioned. All a part of it. And that touch just a little bit off the mark. Cabral tried giving it back, though. Remy from just down the street in Escondido. Marcelo Sarvas, you see him there.
Is he a soccer coach or a male model?
I don't know.
It could be both.
It could be moonlighting as a male model. Well, I don't know. Gary, gonna come correct though. Male model on Instagram, TikTok, whatever it may be.
I wouldn't know the difference.
That's what the kids do. That's what our.
Ooh, there's a late tackle there. That could be a problem.
Yeah, going down in a heap right now is Doyle, and Doyle not getting up. Kyle Scott delivering the leg.
He's going to get a lecture, Kyle Scott, and he better hope that's all he gets, because generally a sliding tackle that hurts a defender or any player, it's going to get you a yellow card. And this is the problem for a team that's struggling, is you want to go out there, you want to fight for the badge, you want to do what you can, but sometimes you can just do a little bit too much almost. Hopefully for him it's just a warning. No, looks like the yellow card is out.
And there it is for Scott. I mean, if you're going to commit a foul of that degree, you might as well earn it. And the fortunate thing, at least in this part, for LA Galaxy 2, is Doyle is up. We retreat to take a look. It's pretty close.
Yeah, it's a sliding tackle. These days, you're well advised not to do sliding tackles. It's almost gone out the game, because the moment you go to ground, if your foot's in the air, it's a yellow card, potentially a red card. If you don't get the ball, you're in trouble. Just stand up. What's Doyle going to do from the edge of his box? Knock it to the halfway line? It's not a threat to you, so it's just not worth the risk. But again, it's not big, you know, it's overcommitment, it's overexcitement, it's just not managing your emotions, because you want to do so well for the team. And in Kyle Scott, he's now got to tread carefully for the rest of the game.
Tell you what, Scott dropping Doyle. Scott checks in at 5'8" and a $150. You want to look at Liam Doyle? 6'5", 207.
It's a no contest, is that what you're saying?
It should have been. But anytime, any place. What's the old saying go from Mike Tyson? Everyone has a plan until they get punched.
Yep.
No real major threat from either side yet. Olaski and Judd combining this season for 31 goals. Olaski for Orange County, Judd for Los Angeles.
It's a match for LA where they're looking just 1 point above them into a playoff place. And a point here tonight, I think, would be a decent point away from home.
Salazar with more real estate here with the feed into the box. That one nearly intercepted, stays there for a moment, volleyed around and finally controlled by Orange County. But I'll tell you what, a couple nice looks by Cabral and company.
Yeah, it has been a very bright start from LA Galaxy 2. They've created the better chances. They've looked dangerous, especially down that right-hand side. Up front, we haven't seen Milan Olowski or Kubo Torres doing much. So the home side need to get on the front foot. It's their fans, it's their stadium. Well, for the time being, it's their stadium. It might not be next year.
Touche. Olowski tried volleying it to no avail. LA Galaxy 2, 10 victories, 12 defeats, 6 draws, 36 points. Orange County SC, 6 up, 12 down, and 10 level. They have 28 points. Both in the Western Conference, both still alive for a playoff bid. But the hourglass is creeping down.
Yeah, for Orange County, it's that home form that's their problem. It's 4 wins, 4 losses, and 7 draws at home.
Ugly.
It is ugly. Out of 15 matches, you win 4 at home. You know, yes, a lot of them are draws, but you're losing 2 points every time you draw. So 4 wins out of 15 at home. That's where the problem has been for Richard Chaplow and company this year.
Drac and Scott mixing it up. Probably not sharing telephone numbers right now, as Scott's been in the middle of this the entire first half. Spikes up in one sequence, and now more chirping on the other end with Drac. Joshua from up the road in Lancaster, California.
It's not a good thing for Scott to get involved. Bearing in mind he's on a yellow. He's the one who should be avoiding these sort of clashes.
And oddly enough, that's exactly what impacted LA Galaxy 2 in their last endeavor against Hartford Athletic. They lost that match 3-1. They also had to play the game down a player for quite a while. So 11 v 10. And frankly, losing a match to Hartford, no disrespect, but they're, for all intents and purposes, playing out the season.
Yeah, it was a tough one. Jalen Neal sent off in the 27th. As we see more trouble on the right-hand side here for Orange County.
Salazar with a quick flip to Judd. Rakowski got his paw out to make the great stop point blank.
Good effort from Preston Judd. Gets into that dangerous position. Gets a shot on target. And that's a really good save from Patrick Rakowski. And that's the danger of Judd. You don't see much of him, and suddenly he pops up and he's in on goal.
A good burst from LA Galaxy 2. Villanueva. And he gets this thing out of harm's way. A little bit of contact there, and Harvey, the guilty party.
Such a wonderful player, Preston Judd. So quick. Look how the acceleration gets away from Albi Skendi and gets the shot. And it's just wide of the goalkeeper, and he has to stretch to make the save. And again, we mentioned the Monterey Bay game. Preston Judd, breakaway for both the goals, sets them up. And afterwards, just chatting to Frank Yallop, the Monterey Bay coach, and he said, single-handedly, Preston Judd beat us on the day. He said, this player is too good for the USL. He should be at MLS level. So enjoy him while we can.
That's fair enough. I mean, you can say the same thing for Kobe Henry, right?
Yeah, he's moved on. Ronaldo Damas has moved on from last season for Orange County. And they've been open in, like a lot of USL clubs openly say, our job, and Richard Chaplow's job in picture there, is to bring players through and sell them on. That's the nature of the USL, and what they've been doing so well, Orange County, and a few other clubs as well have produced some wonderful talent.
Well, Gary, I want to put you on the spot then, and this is more of a personal, not necessarily professional question, but it could be both. If you were playing in today's game and you were in the USL Championship, what would your eyes be set on?
Well, you'd be wanting to go MLS. I would think MLS before Europe, because you want to go step by step, but if Europe comes in, you're not going to say no. That's what you want to do as a young player, is prove yourself at this level. There's a couple of older players who have been at MLS who are trying to find their form again, and they do it at the USL level. And coaches say, come play for me, I will help you find your form. Kubo Torres being one of those sort of players, where Richard Chaplow said, come play for us and let's see if we can get you back into the MLS.
How big is age a factor then?
Well, for Kubo Torres, he's 29. He should have a year or two at least left at the top level, at MLS level. For some reason, he wasn't able to perform there for Houston Dynamos. He's been at Tijuana and Chivas USA, Atlanta United. And he feels he can get back up there. So far this season, I've got to be honest and say he's been good, but not good enough yet, anyway, to go back up to MLS.
Got to almost play flawless ball to get there. Not perfect, but enough to catch the eyes, the attention, and make some heads turn along the way. Speaking of that, we're in the 24th minute here in Championship Soccer Stadium in Irvine, California. It's a beautiful facility and how it's laid out. Not only the pitch here, but they have complementary fields all around where we're at here in Orange County. So it allows not only the professionals to see some action on this pitch, but also the youth, collegiates, the teenagers, the youngsters, and another booking here in the 24th minute. And we have more physicality after the play is over. So this thing's been dialed up an extra notch, as you see Powers there.
Yeah, it's a late tackle, and again, going to ground. I keep saying, don't dive in on the ground, because if you don't get the ball, you're in trouble. And it's that balance between commitment and fighting for the badge and not doing something that now puts him in a situation where every tackle he makes from now on, he has to be careful. It has to be a gentle tackle, whereas if you're not on a yellow card, you can be a little bit more risky. Now he's got to be risk averse. He can't lunge in again, otherwise he'll end up getting sent off.
Adrian Gonzalez was the one that was dropped.
By the way, you were just describing how wonderful this setting is in the pitches. You weren't trying to upset Orange County fans there, were you?
No, not at all. No, not at all. And Oloski with a chance, the chip. Sanchez, the rebound. But my point is, too, in that kind of an element, this environment, Gary, as we look at Oloski.
It's a rare little attack there for Orange County. He side foots it. I'm thinking go for the full-on volley, because he takes all the pace off it with the side foot there. And it makes it very easy for Rich Sanchez. He's in that good a form, Milan Oloski. Smack it with a full-on volley with power and see if you can get it past the keeper.
As we've now entered the 26th minute.
Doesn't look good from a possession point of view, does it? You're the home side with 27% possession. Oh, another foul.
This one's deserved, and it should be an immediate booking, and for Skendi it is. Skendi's trying to plead his case, but I'll tell you what, no one's going to listen to him.
It's a problem when you face LA Galaxy too, because these are very, very good players. They're quick, they're young. It's, you know, you might be older and bigger at Orange County and more experienced, but the younger players, they cause you so many challenges, and now there's 3 players on yellow cards. And you look at the average age. I mean, Cameron Dunbar's 19, and Saldana's 20, Drac is 22, Lamb's 22, Collis Harvey's 22. You know, up against players of 29 and 31, and in Orozco's case, 36.
Well, Remy Cabral down the deck right now. He's going to be okay, but as you see it, 3 yellow cards in the last 10 minutes. There's an element of aggression that you need to play with and tenacity, but if you're so cavalier with your feet, you could end up not only with multiple bookings, but the loss of multiple players. And neither team at this point in the season can afford that by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, certainly Orange County, I've got to be very careful. The first 2 bookings were, I thought, unnecessary. The one on Doyle by Carl Scott in his own half as he's clearing it. Why do that? I get Albie Skenley now, because if he's beaten, then the players threw on goals, Remy Cabral. But that's the only one in which you could half justify a yellow card. And even then, I'm thinking, you know, rather let him go past you. There's going to be at least one person behind you who can deal with him. Because as a centre-back, Albie Skendy, to be on a yellow card means that every time you jump, you've got to watch your elbows, you've got to watch every tackle. It takes away a big part of your play.
Can't do that, then you're in a world of hurt. Jutta was asking for the ball, finally got it. That pass is a little too late, though. And now Orange County trying to get their fans excited by doing something prosperous. Oloski's the right guy to do it, but that goes sailing wide and far, far away from Rick Sanchez.
I wonder if Milan Oloski was trying to head it into the far corner, because Kubo Torres was in the middle waiting for something. And the arc and trajectory of the ball suggested that Milan Losky was trying to get it over the head of Rich Sanchez. I think Kubo Torres is looking at him saying, well, the other option was just to head it to me. I could have done something with it. We saw a bit of that in the last game, didn't we? Between
did.
Sean Okoli, no, it was Milan Losky and Kaningas.
Yeah, Kaningas in the closing minutes struck the ball with his left foot in the 18. And Alosky was perfectly lined up to tee it off with his right. Salazar. And this will result in a corner as he was jostling for position at Villanueva. You know, to Richard Chaplow's point, it does happen with athletes where Alosky and Kaningas pushing each other and yelling. Just don't see it that often, especially in this sport. And, you know, I guess it just kind of proves to be what has been a trying time for the defending champs.
No, exactly. And it's all part of the game. And sometimes it's a good thing. It shows that both players care. Both players are passionate about trying to get a win for Orange County. And you might find Kubo Torres has a little word with Milan Losky at half-time about finding him more often in the box. But you want passion from the players that you're supporting. And you've got plenty of that from Orange County at the moment.
Drac working short. Cabral on service. And two players tied up. Judd was one of them. Dylan Powers the other.
It is a big crowd. They told us there'd be a huge support for this match, bearing in mind all the issues with the stadium. And I think the fans have come out to say to the Orange County Council, don't throw us out. This is our home ground. Let us at least stay here. Let's come to some sensible compromise.
Maybe a little retribution for the Angels taking Los Angeles. Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, I guess, with the LA Dodgers. I don't know. Throw enough darts, you'll hit the board, right?
That's a mismatch in size there. Alpi Skendi is absolutely huge. The Albanian. The game being big in soccer doesn't always mean you're the best. Little players such as Messi, for example, going back in time, Maradona, they were very short, small, but brilliant with the football and almost impossible to mark at times.
Powers. Thing ballooned up out wide. Here they are on the approach. Player going tumbling down just outside the box, and looked like a little bit of chirping right there as Harvey was hanging around. Now back comes LA Galaxy 2. This thing all the way out for Judd. Preston Judd, 12 goals in the season. Nice move. Judd, another one. Judd with his left. And he's being serenaded right now by the Orange County faithful.
See what he wanted to do here. Great skills getting in the box. And Alpi Skendi left a right foot dangling that nearly got him into trouble. But have a look here. He goes past the big man. The right foot comes out and then goes back in again quickly. Judd just opened up and wanted to bend it far post. He did that against Hartford in the last match and smacked it against the crossbar. Brilliant strike. Tried there, but he just totally fluffed his lines on the shot.
The big man at 6'3" and a $185 from Las Vegas, Nevada. And he is a potent threat. Played his ball collegiately at the University of Denver. Villanueva. Villanueva appeared in every game up to this point, making his 27th start in 29 matches. Losky in the box. He wanted to get service there. But it goes beyond him to Powers. Powers with a good move, but that one is eliminated by Gonzalez. .35th minute here. Decent pace to this contest. It hasn't been an up and down track meet, but it's been pretty physical. A lot of jabs, a lot of hooks, and as soon as I say that, another player gets decked. That'll be a foul on Lamb. No booking coming here, at least.
Yeah, it wasn't a nasty one, and he's not sliding on the ground. Again, to my point, when you slide on the ground, you're in trouble. If you stand up like that and you miss the ball, unless it's a bad tackle, you probably get away with it most times, just a free kick.
I do appreciate Salazar waving at Ben Meyer, the lead official, saying, no, that's not a foul. It's not legit. Scott, though, has been in the middle of everything physically this evening. Powers with service here. Whips it in, out comes Sanchez.
Good goalkeeping, positive, comes and takes it high. Just kills everything when the keeper does that. He's in a bit of a battle with Lopez for that starting spot for LA Galaxy 2. This is Rich Sanchez's 13th match.
Salazar, beautiful pass over the middle. And I'll tell you what, Rakowski had trouble lurking right down the pipe. And Orange County, fortunate that pass didn't end up in the back of the net. But Salazar, Gary, here in this first half, he's had a great deal of real estate in the right wing.
Yeah, the right wing all the time has been a big threat, and that's good defending there, because that's Ian Hoffman coming in and stopping Preston Judd from scoring. And you're right, on the right-hand side, Salazar time and time again, and if not him, then Preston Judd have found space. So Orange County will have to do something about it. Maybe Alex Villanueva is spending too much time in attack and maybe needs to tuck in a little bit.
Scott tried to maintain his footing. He couldn't. Salazar. How about taking the shot over to the right-hand side to Lamb? Nobody around. You mentioned the facility and how it's structured here in Irvine. Part of the reason for that is you also have the luxury of multiple fields around Championship Soccer Stadium. And then also, to add to that, don't forget you have the local universities that are relatively close by. I say that tongue-in-cheek because of the wonderful traffic here in Southern California. But UC Irvine, a few miles away. UC Riverside, where Salazar played his ball at, is close by off the 91. Of course, down the road, you got San Diego State, USD, UCSD. Cal State Fullerton. So you have the Big West, the Pac-12, the Mountain West Conference. So you got a lot of activity here in Southern California for these two programs to look at in terms of recruiting and scouting.
But again, it's very difficult to do it without a stadium. That's the big challenge facing Orange County, and why so many fans have turned out today for this match to make their voices heard to the Orange City Council, or the Orange County Council rather.
Sanchez on it, and this will be played back to Orange County, and now both keepers look at a touch. Rakowski over there. Rakowski last season was an absolute gem for Orange County. Had 11 clean sheets in 28 matches, and this was almost put into the back of his net.
You compare those 11 clean sheets, just one this year. Only clean sheet against Atlanta 2, the 0-0 back in May. And that, again, has been the problem for Orange County. They were so good defensively last year. How many times in the playoffs did they win on penalties after a 0-0 draw? And they gave nothing away. And they relied on Ronaldo Damas to come up with the odd goal.
Another booking here is this yellow card awarded to Joshua Drack in the 39th minute. Which is funny, we talk about Rutkowski in that glowing light. And the other day we had a first look, not a first look, but an up-close look at Anthony Siaha from Monterey Bay FC, and he's been lighting the world on fire.
Josh Drack coming into the back there, but is that really a yellow card? Don't see it as being that dangerous.
Yellow card sponsored by Easy Fleet GPS.
But you mentioned Siaha from Monterey Bay. What is it? 11 games, 7 clean sheets or something. The first 11 games of his professional, his first 5
First
all
5,
clean
you said.
sheets.
That's right.
Unbelievable.
Oh.
A little bit of pushing and shoving in the box. The referee gives them both a lecture. I sometimes wonder why the referees bother doing it. If somebody does something wrong in the box, you blow the whistle. Why warn them first? It goes on almost every corner and every free kick.
Let them play.
Yeah, exactly.
Bruises, cuts, bloody lip, black eye, it's all good. Poor service delivered there. LA Galaxy 2 trying to switch the position and the pitch. Well, that's a difficult challenge there. Drack outside. Harvey got tripped up, I beg your pardon. That was Cabral, but Cabral got upended.
The referee's going to come back and yellow card for that tackle.
Tell you what, Cabral got tackled and it looked like a different sport and a different kind of tackle. That was a dangerous sequence right there as Remy's down, not getting up.
Looks like Ian Hoffman was the one who got yellow carded for that late tackle. Yeah, he comes across there and doesn't even get close to the ball.
That's reckless and dangerous.
That's how good this Los Dos side are on the counter-attack. They've got pace, they've got skill. And in the end, Hoffman taking the yellow card just to try and slow the play down.
Yellow here in the 42nd minute. And fans, just a heads up, Left Coast Brewing is the official watch party partner of OCSC. You can watch all OCSC away games televised at Left Coast in Irvine, located less than 5 minutes away from Championship Soccer Stadium. And a friendly reminder, there's only one home game left for Orange County SC. Don't miss out on seeing your favorite team play. All the Championship Soccer Stadium events are right here, so get your tickets to our October 1st game at orangecountysoccer.com/tickets. That's orangecountysoccer/tickets.
I'm just looking at expected goals as we come to half-time. It's always a good measurement of who's playing well, and expected goals. Just 0.11 for Orange County, which means they haven't offered much, 0.11 of a goal. 0.39 for Los Dos. They certainly have threatened a bit more.
Cabral tried selling that. No one's buying it. Olaski met, greeted, dumped. Sparks had jumped up into the play alertly, and he's been wearing out Olaski's uniform tonight. And it appears, for all intents and purposes now, Gary, both these squads have throttled down the engine.
I think they're both happy with the clean sheets. I mean, you always have to be defensively. I just don't think they've offered that much, especially Orange County in attack, but maybe their logic is let's give nothing away and then we can look to try and push it in the last 10-15 minutes and get a winner. That's how it seemed to work last season, and it worked great for them.
Right.
It's not always great for the home crowd because you want to see goals, you want to see excitement, but ultimately you want to see a win, and if that's the way Orange County have to play to get their win, I think the crowd will accept that.
On the push, Lamb. Gonzalez. Sadanya. They move it around here in the 44th minute. Let's see how much stoppage time is allotted for us. Sadania. Salazar again. This one might be a little too strong. No, he keeps it in. Nice play and good hustle. Salazar got it back, but just too much steam, and it's a cold shoulder. Two bodies colliding, and Salazar. He's too much size.
He's a big player, Salazar. Just bumps in there. 29 years of age, so if he's going to make it to the LA Galaxy MLS side, he's got to perform well and move up very quickly. And the clock is ticking age-wise. The rest of the team extremely young. Just him and Liam Doyle and goalkeeper Rich Sanchez are above 23 years of age. They're all in their late 20s.
Olaski. Well, I'll tell you what, Olaski got his elbow up, and Harvey, he didn't go down by accident. Olaski tried hiding that, and I think he's going to get caught.
Well, there's no VAR, so unless referee or assistant ref see clearly, Olaski might get away with it, but he might also get a warning. Let's have a look at it and just see how bad it might have been. Ooh, I actually wonder if he swung that. If he swung it, then it's a red card. But again, without VAR, you have to be sure, and I'm not even sure from the replay. So referee can't produce a card if he's guessing and he lets that one go with just a warning.
Or reputation, or lack thereof. Now, Olaski does not play the dirty game. But if he did, it could be an instance where an official takes exception to that.
When the bottom line is, without VAR, if you don't see it, you can't give it.
Yeah.
So if Milan did that on purpose, he's a very lucky man. I wouldn't expect him to do it on purpose, but you never know in the heat of the moment.
Orange County looking for a late goal here in this first half. Olaski with some space. Close opportunity there, but Harvey closed fast on Olaski. While we have a moment, Orange County Soccer Club, in partnership with Dick's Sporting Goods Foundation, the U.S. Soccer Foundation, is proud to be working on a new miniature outdoor hard surface soccer court at Delhi Park in Santa Ana. Head to orangecountysoccer.com/minipitch to sign up today and stay informed on free monthly clinics for the entire community. Harvey's been busy here in this first half. Gonzalez gets a cold shoulder into the back from Partida. Not a lot of goals, but there has been plenty of physicality here in this first 45 minutes plus. Total fouls now, well, 15 in fact.
I think importantly from Orange County's point of view, 4 yellow cards. That's 4 players who will spend the next, or the second half, having to tiptoe around every tackle.
Chance here for Judd, settles it down nicely. That right foot just missed the corner by a whisker. He tried lulling the defense to sleep, but with that frame and that skill,
it's a tricky one. Does so well. He looks to set somebody else up, and they back off him, the defenders, and he goes, okay, well, if you want me to turn and shoot, I will do. Have a look here. He gets it. He's trying to set someone up. They back off. They back off. Orozco doesn't close him down, and I tell you what, he's not far off on the turn. That's the danger of Preston Judd. You cannot give him an inch. He's that good.
As we say goodbye to the first 45 minutes worth of action here in this first half. And this match right now between Orange County and LA, scoreless with one more half to be played. Gary, first half thoughts on this thing?
Yeah, very tight. I think when Orange County have pushed forward, they've left gaps, and those gaps have allowed Salazar in particular to hurt them down the right-hand side. So they've pulled more numbers back. They've been a lot more defensively vigilant. And with that, they obviously haven't had much going forward. But right now, they'll be happy with the clean sheet. Both sides probably will be happy with the clean sheet.
18 total fouls committed in this first half, but no score just yet. Championship Soccer Stadium in Irvine, California. Orange County and LA scoreless with 45 minutes in the books. More to come on the other side.
Back post run, header down and in! Rakowski got a piece. Asante turns. Rakowski gets up. Orange County strikes first.
I'm here at ProCode, the official training partner of Orange County Soccer Club.
Every athlete knows they have more potential inside them. At ProCode, we provide a custom training plan so you can unlock that full potential and perform your best when it matters most.
Back here live, Championship Soccer Stadium in Irvine, California. David Gascon, Gary Bailey. 45 minutes have closed off for us. Orange County SC, LA Galaxy 2. No score. At the end of the first half, as we take a peek now at the Western Conference standings in real time. Top 10 teams, Gary.
You see Rio Grande Valley on the way up. They've been getting some
right.
results. Monterey Bay, they're hovering as well. LA Galaxy, Las Vegas Light. El Paso have played a few matches more than everybody else and only a few points ahead. Even New Mexico United could still find themselves fighting for that playoff spot. It's all so tight in the West.
It's a mess. It is a mess. But San Antonio, San Diego, it's really the top dogs right now as we also look at schedules for what will be for both these squads. First off, for Orange County SC, what's on deck?
Well, it's a tough one. It's away, one at home and two more away. So 4 out of 5 on the road, and they're not easy. El Paso, San Antonio, Pittsburgh, Czech Republic. Then you can get 4 harder away matches than that. And your home matches against San Diego Loyal, who are sitting second. So it's a really, really tough end to what's already been a tough season for Orange County.
And the worst part with all 4 of those road games is you have to get on a plane. It's not like you go down to San Diego or you go to Los Angeles. You have to get on a plane. On the other side of things for LA Galaxy 2, what do we have for them?
I think they're mostly at home in their final matches. There you go. So the next 2 are at home, 1 away. So 4 of the next 5 are at home. They're normally very good on home turf. Although, again, not easy. El Paso are fighting for a playoff spot. Czech Republic, we know how good they are, having got to the Open Cup final.
Yep.
New Mexico United are fighting. Las Vegas Lights could be fighting. The only one that should be a win is Atlanta United 2. The others are all going to be a huge battle.
Will be a great stretch for LA Galaxy 2. Those teams all have something to play for. Playoff positioning, playoff hopes, playoff lives, all at stake. More to come on this side. We'll get you some first half stats and also some highlights right around the corner.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Trying to take down their rival. The legend has done it again here in Sacramento. He's turned the whole game around.
It's a goal for Orange County SC and their first of the season.
And that's full time. The old guard with a new trophy. Orange County wins the USL Championship final.
I love shovels.
Where did you come from?
Ever find a body?
What? No.
Did you contact 811?
Who are you?
Did you know it's the law?
Why is a child yelling at me?
What if you hit a gas line? Who pays to fix it? Do you? Does my neighbor? Can you go to jail? How much is bail?
It's good to ask questions, like did you contact 811 before digging?
Are we going to jail? I don't know.
Rather comfortable night on a Saturday evening. Orange County SC, LA Galaxy 2, scoreless right now at the end of the first half. David Gascon, Gary Bailey, our entire ESPN crew hanging out with you this weekend. And Gary, let's take a peek now around the USL Championship because there's lots of things to discuss.
Certainly is, and Sacramento Republic in the middle there, well done. They did lose in the end to Orlando City, but what a fantastic run by a USL side to at least get to the final. Absolutely brilliant.
You know, and that 3-0 score is not indicative of how close that match was. Orlando scored, I think, in the 73rd or 76th minute to make it 1-0. They added a PK late and another one in stoppage time. But Sacramento, a fantastic run, as you mentioned, just to piggyback off of that. Florida expansion with Jacksonville getting a investor-based group, including Tim Tebow, who's into the fray.
Keep on growing the USL. It's fantastic to see. Soccer's getting bigger and bigger in the States.
We also look now at the scoreboard that is and also the scoreboard that will be. Full-time tonight, Rio Grande Valley FC taking care of New Mexico United. San Antonio dropping San Diego. A little bit of a shocker there. Stoppage time, Detroit City FC. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, and Oakland Roots 1-0 over Phoenix.
Phoenix rising. What if they don't make the playoffs, given how awesome they've been the last few seasons? What a shock. And Oakland Roots, if they win that, they've got a good chance of making the playoffs.
Unbelievable. You can flip a coin, figure out what will happen. But the upcoming schedule for us on the Deuce, ESPN Deportes.
See Orange County, away at Sac Republic coming up. That's not an easy one. I said it's a very tough end of the season for Orange County. Otherwise, Lou City, they've already made it to the playoffs, as have Memphis. So they're just all focusing on getting everything ready for when the big playoff games come along.
It'll be fun on the 23rd of September. Right now, lots of physicality. Orange County SC, LA Galaxy 2, both teams going to come back on the pitch right now. When we return, first half highlights and some stats in a scoreless affair.
John's Incredible Pizza Company has incredible food and fun for the whole family. John's features an all-you-can-eat buffet with pizza, salad, and more. Choose one of our unique themed dining rooms. Then venture to John's Incredible Fun World. With over 100 of the hottest new games, rides, and attractions, you'll have a blast. Remember John's for your next family outing, team banquet, or birthday party. Visit johnspizza.com and come experience the incredible.
We never knew that it was going to be one of those sought-after IPAs all over the world.
One was a double IPA, the other was a single.
It was Doug's idea to combine our two recipes together.
And that was the key.
They gave me the beer, and I thought, this is the best beer ever. And they said, yeah, well, it's 7%.
Yeah, and that's how a beer called Sculpin was born.
When you're making something and creating this art, and then you get to share it with people and they enjoy it, it's why we do what we do.
Back post run, header down and in! Rakowski got a piece. Asante turns. Rakowski gets up. Orange County strikes first.
This match is brought to you by Experian, committed to helping you protect, understand, and improve your credit. By With Them, helping clients be in a position of strength in today's modern business landscape. And by Affirm Investigative Solutions. More than just another investigative agency, we're an investigative partner for attorneys and litigation teams. Take a look at some of the first half stats and highlights in this thing with Orange County SC, LA Galaxy 2. Playing to a scoreless draw right now. And David Gascon, Gary Bailey hanging out with you. And Gary, what did we see through the first 45 plus?
I think you saw LA Galaxy 2 very, very quick on the counter-attack. Michael Salazar here putting Preston Judd away, and Patrick Rakowski having to come out and play that sort of sweeper keeper role on the edge of his box. And Salazar throughout the first half was a constant threat.
Rakowski did face a couple of critical shots in this contest, and the lane outside for Salazar has been open for him all night.
Yeah, and Rakowski getting sort of half a save on that. It goes through his legs, and in the end, it's cleared off the line. But the goalkeeper taking most of the pace off it. And decent save in the end.
All good as we head into the 21st minute. And again, Rakowski meeting Judd here.
Judd, so dangerous. And who's the one who's supply? Michael Salazar again. Preston Judd on target. Goalkeeper comes up big.
25th minute, things were going one way for LA. Orange County decides to return some fire.
Yeah, but Lonalowski taking all the pace of the ball with a sort of side foot effort instead of what I thought was a opportunity to really volley it and put power on it. And that was one of the few things Rich Sanchez had to do the entire match.
29th minute, they still continue to push the ball down the field.
That header well wide. I think he was going for the far corner when Kubo Torres have a look in the middle. He's waiting for something, and doesn't come to him, and he turns and gives a little bit of a glare to Milanilowski.
And then in the 36th minute, Salazar looking for Judd again, but just missing him. Good defense by Orange County, wiping that away.
Yeah, very good defense. Preston Judd was looking to get that in the back of the net, and he's appealing for the corner. And you can see shots on target, well, double for LA Galaxy. But look at the possession, 68%. That's more than 2/3. And Orange County just defending their goal and sitting deep at the moment.
Are you comfortable with that if you're an Orange County fan?
The problem is every time they push forward, Salazar just caught them on the counter and exposed them. So I guess what they're admitting is that LA Galaxy 2 are too dangerous an attack for them. They're going to defend deep and look to use one or two of their attacking situations to get the goal they need. It's the way they won and the way they were successful last season, defensively tight and miserly, if that's the right word, and then pop up at the other end with something.
Trying to be opportunistic in the second half will Orange County be. Teams are going to flip-flop sides now. Orange County, you see them in their orange uniforms, orange and black, moving from left to right on your screen. LA Galaxy 2 will be going from right to left. They're neighbors right now, but they could be roommates down the road. As Gary had mentioned, some interesting developments with the Orange County City Council discussing some possible tenants moving into the area. So the second half just underway. More of a possession game for LA. Not so much for Orange County. A lot of physicality, though, in the opening half. And what we saw, the two teams combining for 18 fouls. 10 for Orange County, 8 for LA. Lay out for that. It's Carlos Harvey. Harvey's played well. Substitutions sponsored by MedEquip. As you see, Eric Torres comes out. And Gary, this move with Eric Torres being removed, it just seems like this is carryover from the previous match with Monterey Bay FC, where Richard Chappell is trying to find that right sequence up front.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with Sean Okoli's effort at Monterey Bay and thought Kubo could do better. And now he's taken Kubo off and put Sean Okoli back on. As you say, it's just not having much effect. But to be fair to Kubo Torres, there was no service.
None.
They really were defending. So maybe that's why they want Sean Okoli, a big target man to knock the ball up to.
Cabral to the outside. Dunbar working the opposite way. Lamb.
When you defend deep, have a big target man like Sean Okoli and say to him, we'll knock the ball up to you. You're going to be on your own, but hold it and allow us to come and join you. That works better than having Kubo Torres if you're going to sit deep. And I think that's the way they're busy playing this match, Orange County.
Well, both squads need points. A draw doesn't hurt either team, but it doesn't necessarily help their cause. I mean, every point does help, but a loss would really be a gut punch, and that'll be a foul against the loss.
I guess for Orange County, they're out of the playoffs anyway, effectively. So for them, it's pride. And at home, you're quite right. A draw is not, you want a result, you want to win at home. As he's a little bit late there, Milanolowski. You want to win at home and end the season. I think you got one more home match after this. So if you don't win today, you got one more opportunity to win at home. But for LA Galaxy, there's a lot more on the line here. It's playoff. A draw is not bad. A win is fantastic. As it stands in the live table, they're just inside the playoffs now. LA Galaxy 2. But a win, that will put them 2 points ahead of Las Vegas Lights. Las Vegas Lights would have a game in hand.
We will find out as this season quickly comes to a close. October the 15th is last call. And then we have a postseason feature amongst the best teams of all USL Championship. And you'd love to see a player like Goloski in it. Unfortunately, like you mentioned, Gary, he won't be a part of the fun unless a miracle happens. But still, you want to have that kind of talent on the pitch to showcase the league.
I'm sure LA Galaxy 2 fans would say similarly about the likes of a Michael Salazar and a Cameron Dunbar and a Preston Judd.
Yeah.
Problem they've got is Oakland Roots are 2-0 up against Phoenix Rising at Phoenix Rising. So Oakland Roots are heading into the playoffs, or the possibility of a playoff. Monterey Bay are busy taking on Las Vegas tonight, so we wait to see what happens in that match.
Outside, Coldy was going down the middle of the pitch, but the official's flag, as you see him right there, is up. It's bad news for the home team.
By the way, RGV's win over New Mexico puts them 1 point behind LA Galaxy and Las Vegas Lights. So they're all bunched in there. Anything. Oakland Roots are 1 point behind LA Galaxy. Monterey Bay 2 points with a match against Las Vegas to come. Anything could happen here. Really, it's a couple of spots up for grabs and about 7 or 8 teams fighting for it. And yet, funny enough, in the East, it's all been resolved. Pretty much know who's going to be through. It's the West that's providing all the excitement.
Ooh, that's a hard foul there. Here comes the immediate booking. Judd will get it.
Well, Preston Judd looks shot. Let's have a look and see what he's chasing back here. There seems to be a colliding of feet. Hard to see. To look at it from this angle, he sort of leans into him a little bit from behind, which got to be careful to do. And it might also be accumulation. There's been a couple of warnings for Preston Judd.
I mean, Judd was looking around like someone stole his wallet. I don't know. I don't know where the confusion is on his face. I mean, that was a hard challenge and a rightful booking.
Have you ever seen a player admit they're guilty?
Not too often.
A little bit of pressure here from Orange County. When they see the opportunity, they'll push the orange shirts forward, like now. But as soon as they feel that the attack is crossing their halfway line, then they drop back very deep and very quickly.
So they are pushing. Judd so far, as we mentioned his yellow card, he's attempted 3 shots. It's more than anybody else on the pitch.
He's come close. A good save from Rakowski with that one effort. Salazar put him through. And I thought that was going to hit the back of the net, and the goalkeeper's right boot came out and made a very important save.
On the other side, Olaski, who's got 19 goals this year, he's taken now 89 shots. That's the most in USL Championship. So he's trying to put the foot to the floorboard. We'll see what happens once we turn the calendar to October. Man, it's going to be a great finish for the leading striker in USL Championship. Haji Berry is in hot pursuit. Not the only player, but nevertheless, as Harvey goes down again. I think Harvey had his hand stepped on there. Or I beg your pardon, that's Salazar. Salazar, I think, had his hand stepped on.
I don't think there was any direct intention, so Orange County players just making sure he's going to be okay. We'll get to see it again. Goes over. Perhaps there's a little bit of a connection between boot and finger, but everyone seems to be fine. We're talking about Milan Oloski on 19 goals, Haji Barry 16, but a new contender's popped up. Philip Goodrum of Memphis is now on 17. So Milan will have to start scoring soon, otherwise they could overtake him.
Well, the one thing with Oloski's game is he's not ball dominant. He does create, but he's not all over the ball. And he's an opportunistic striker. So although you look at it, in the category for Orange County, they've scored 42 goals this year. He's got 19 of them. That right foot. Nice stop there, moving from left to right as Sanchez. But they are a little top heavy with Oloski, admittedly so.
Yeah, he needs service. You've got to put him through on goal. Once you put him through on goal, he is super dangerous.
Drac. This is onside. Dunbar to Drac, and getting the pause on it was Rakowski. Rakowski, a couple big saves in the first half. Daniel Peterson also helped him out on the goal line. Coley wanted the ball. Goes to the wrong team, though, and Harvey this time.
It's a good spell for the home side, Orange County. Started off defending deep, but they've been able to camp in the Los Dos half for the last 5 minutes or so, just probing and looking for an opportunity.
Different angle here. Scott. Orange County trying to do a lot more here in the second half than they did in the first. Back the other way. Cabral, but his pocket was picked. Scott powers. Scott had to pick himself up. Finding a seam here, Olaski. Into the blocks, that shot. Sanchez comes out and denies it.
Villanueva doing so well on that left-hand side there and gets into the box and shots on target. And that's what the young man needs to do. That's where he can be so effective. He shouts, directs it, gets it, sets himself up, and in the end, decent save from Rich Sanchez.
Orange County trying to change things around here in the second half. This corner, first one of the half for them. It's brought to you by Corner Bakery. There's Villanueva again, moving different sides of the pitch. In the 58th minute. Nice flip. Villanueva pulls the trigger and misses that one. But another good look for Villanueva. An excellent heel pass from Macaulay.
Good vision from Macaulay. Just to see that Villanueva was coming through, sets him up. It's on his weaker right foot. Villanueva is naturally left-footed, so for him that was a tough strike. Wasn't far off in the end. If that was on the other side, on his left foot, might have been a different story. But he has provided a good threat in his last few minutes, has Villanueva.
And again, in pursuit. Sanchez had to stay on his line because Partida was looking for a teammate.
This is a different Orange County to what went in at half-time. They were so defensive, and they came out looking defensive, but suddenly they're on the front foot. You've got Partida bombing in spaces. You've got the fullback Villanueva finding space. Well, the crowd are beginning to respond to it.
Corner kick brought to you by Corner Bakery. There's Peterson. See how he whips this in. Peterson. Olaski was inside the box. Didn't have an influence on it. There's about 6 players for Orange County that were around Sanchez. Chip Pierce, Sanchez vacating his net. And that'll be a foul.
The crowd not happy with that, and there's a few little half opportunities there for Orange County. And as Rich Sanchez came off his line, they try to chip the ball over his head. And that's good, positive attacking play by the home side.
Saldana's down, not getting up.
It's a lovely, okay, this was the one where they were looking for the foul, and then Orozco is blown up. But before that, there was a nice little chance to try and chip the goalkeeper.
All's well there. Hey fans, OCSC and Rangers camps are back. Camps are being held November 21st to the 23rd for boys and girls. Get coaching from one of the elite teams in Europe. Go to orangecountysoccerclub.com/camps to sign up now. At least 30 minutes left in this contest.
It's about the time that coaches start to look at the bench. I'm thinking from Marcelo Savas. His LA Galaxy 2 team have been under a little bit of pressure in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Just wonder if the likes of Axel Picasso on the bench, or a Dante Campbell, the Canadian, Davila, maybe some fresh legs coming on might give them a bit of impetus.
Yeah, as they move it around, Gonzalez tried creeping up. Harvey now. It's at least felt that Orange County's dialed up the intensity in this second half, but a dangerous play, I'll tell you what. LA nearly had something developing.
Yeah, Cameron Dunbar was free on the left-hand side there. If that ball could have reached him.
Scott. Olowski. Olowski tried to make a move, and Harvey and Salazar. Potential run here for Preston Judd. Judd has a man in front, Cabral. Judd with some space, he shoots. That was blocked on the way through, and it stays out. Villanueva was the first to greet him. And the fans cheer on the hometown faithful.
Remy Cabral can't believe it. He was free the whole time. Preston Judd's got to play him in a lot earlier, and he doesn't. And maybe he didn't have the opportunity. He got to play him in there. He doesn't take it. Head up. He tries to cut back. Now you got to play him in. Doesn't take it. And he has the shot, and it gets blocked. Look at Cabral, free in the middle. Just saying to him, all you had to do was square it to me.
I mean, Cabral could have pinched a tent. And that was how long he was open for.
You see, that's the danger of this team on the counter-attack, and what was worrying Orange County first half, I think, is they just carved them open there and could easily have got a goal there had they have played that slightly differently. In the end, Villanueva doing brilliantly well to get back and make the tackle.
Have some substitutions on both sides. Kasipli coming in. Seth Kasipli, rocking number 8, you see him there. Kasipli from San Diego, California. He checks in, making his 27th appearance of the year. He started in 19 of them up to this point.
They've still got Brian Ilowski they can bring on as well, Orange County. There's somebody with talent.
That's certainly the case. Here's Hoffman. Hoffman with a couple of flashes in the first half. And this will be a throw-in. Orange County right now with 4 players on the pitch that have all earned yellow cards. LA with 2. Preston Judd has 1 of the 2. As you see Remy Cabral exiting the pitch. So you mentioned the substitutions and the changes coming, Gary. Are you surprised with any of these?
I think Remy Cabral struggled to do anything. There was a chance in a minute ago where he maybe could have, if he'd have got the ball earlier from Preston Judd, do something. But he hasn't really impacted. Michael Salazar, on the other hand, has been absolutely fantastic for most of the first half, creating opportunities. So maybe the coach just feels that Taylor Davila will come on and just create a few more problems. And it's fresh legs as well. It's somebody who's got lots of energy to run around. That's what you need at this stage of the game. Players coming on with their fresh approach and impacting the game positively.
So Taylor's in now, Davila. Taylor from just up the road. He's actually from Sherman Oaks. Off the 405 freeway. Drac. Drac has a yellow card tonight. Gonzalez, who's fared well. Nice play. And Powers quickly on the restart. Five shots and counting so far. Far side official had her flag up. Excuse me. I don't know if Judd had a step, but nevertheless they did call it. And now we have a pause in the action. Looks like one player will come on for Orange County. Oshandina appeared to come in for Scott, so Kyle Scott will be done with.
And young Oshandina, just 18 years of age, very exciting player, runs at defenses, strong, and they've got great hopes for this young man. And if he wants to make a name for himself, these are sort of games he can come on and make a difference.
Corradi, Oshandina. That shot on goal. Salazar with the initial stop. The rebound. There's that man again. Oloski, and it's 1-0 Orange County.
Brilliant from Milan Oloski. That's his 20th of the season. The man who leads the USL in goal scoring pops up from nowhere. Hardly seen him this match, and yet he gives his team the lead. Fantastic ability to finish off a half chance. That's what Milan Oloski does, and they've been pressing in the second half. Sean Nicoli, strength up front, gets the shot. Goalkeeper parries it into danger, and Milan Oloski, first time, give him credit for the finish. Could the goalkeeper have pushed it away from danger? Rich Sanchez pushes it towards Milan Oloski, but first time volley into the back of the net. Brilliant.
Tell you what, we might be able to circle back to this again, but to your point, and you brought up an excellent point, Gary, is that stop, the initial one by Sanchez, I don't know if that was actually going on target, but the fact that he didn't come off his angle properly, some of it has to do with the power and the velocity from the shot from Nicoli, but the other part, maybe not knowing where you are in net. But Oloski, though, bangs in the rebound. It was a juicy rebound for him.
Still difficult to finish off. He hits that first time.
Yeah.
That's a great strike. For me, the goalkeeper's got to push it away from danger.
Yeah.
And he's got time. The ball's at a decent height. He's a good goalkeeper, Rich Sanchez. You can't push it back into play. You've got to push it either out for a corner or right along the sort of goal line so there's no angle to score. But he dropped that right into play, and Milan Oloski punished him for it.
Yeah, that was a bullet from Oloski in the 68th minute. And the hometown faithful who are here in attendance today, happy with the result, at least for the time being. So Oloski, his 20th. And it was like he heard you from upstairs, Gary. Needs to score goals to maintain the scoring lead. And number 7, good for 20.
See where that's dropped? It's dropped perfectly for Oloski to run onto. I'm not saying it's an easy one from the goalkeeper. It's never easy when Sean Nicoli hammers a ball at you. But it's what you work on in training day in and day out, just pushing the ball away and not into play. So, but now they've got to defend LA against LA because they can push forward. And we spoke about it in the Monterey Bay game, how often Orange County have given away late goals and equalizers. They did one against Tampa Bay. In the 89th, they conceded. Memphis in the 86th, they conceded. Colorado 92nd, they conceded for 3-3. Phoenix 94th. So it's been a history that Richard Chaplow has told us about that has made this year such a hellish one for him and the coaching staff.
Well said. Oloski the man of the match so far. See here with Gonzalez getting bowled over by Olaski. Orange County trying to sweep the season series away from LA. They won the first affair 5-2. That was back in July on the 23rd. So Olaski, a goal, a yellow card, and he's going to have some bruises tonight. It's been a physical match. .29 fouls combined between the two teams. Saldana.
To see how deep Orange County are. They're defending in their final third.
Salazar, that right foot. Rakowski gets two hands on it, denies him, and will stay down here.
Good save from the goalkeeper. This is what he was doing at the end of last season, making vital saves. They get through too easily. There's a lot of orange shirts there, but Salazar again is the big threat going forward, and he's got space. He's got lots of space. Goalkeeper comes up big there.
Similar to what happened in the first half with Salazar. Gonzalez all the way back, playing with Saldana. Davia. Taylor came in just a few moments ago. Drac off a foot, stays out and away, and this will be a throw-in for LA.
Good pressure from Orange County. This is where now they've got the ball, they've got to try and keep it and just take some pressure off. You can't defend easily anyway for 20 minutes, which is what they'll be doing if they go right through to the 90th minute. So they've lost possession already.
As soon as you said that, it was lightning quick. Doyle. Saldana. Touch pass, and that one was picked off, and a foul. Salazar, and here comes a yellow card.
Trouble.
There's a red. And Judd, we say goodbye to him.
That is so silly of Preston Judd. He's played the ball straight into the face of the player on the ground. You can't do that. I know he doesn't mean harm by it, but you're on a yellow. In-game management. When you're on a yellow, and we said about it, about all the players on the yellow. Have a look, Preston Judd here. He's just going to play the ball into his face. It's just silly, it's impetuous, but it's a yellow card. You just can't do it. We talked about in-game management of all the players on yellow cards, and Judd there, Preston Judd, has just failed the test. His team are 1-0 down, they're one player down, and that was so unnecessary from such a talented player.
It's about as juvenile as one can be, and a cold shoulder for Preston Judd. It's now 6 red cards this season for LA.
They had one last match with Jalen Neal. Well, that was more logical. He was bringing down someone who got away and brought him down on the edge of the box, and at least you're trying to stop a goal. Preston Judd's one is, as you say, it's just silly and on so many levels. And you're looking at Preston Judd, if you're an LA Galaxy fan, you're saying, come on, you're the player who can get us back to 1-1 or maybe even help us win 2-1. Well, that's not going to happen now. Not from Preston Judd anyway. And there's another one.
And now players colliding.
Another red card.
And Harvey's day is over with. So Harvey and Judd are into the locker room about to take some showers. And Coley is hot, and for good reason. But I'll tell you what, the officials need to manage this contest before it really gets out of hand.
I'm not so sure it's up to the officials. Carlos Harvey, what are you doing? You just gone down to 10 men. He kicked the ball in the player's face. Again, in-game management. And he wasn't on a yellow, was he? So that's a straight red. And that's just clever play by Orange County. Have a look here. Bang. You can't do that. It's a red card immediate. No wonder Sean Okoli gets up. And to be fair, the Orange County players, Milan Oloski, as soon as they see the red card, they push Sean Okoli away. That's a red card every single day of the week. And he knows better, Carlos Harvey. And they've just lost it now, LA Galaxy. And that could be their playoff place gone, because they're not going to walk away from here with any points you wouldn't think now with 9 players.
We had just mentioned 6 red cards for LA. Now make it 7. Harvey, as soon as he kicked that ball, he looked at the lead official, and it was like he was shocked that he was given the red card. And it was obvious for Ben Meyer, the lead official, to give him the red card, but Harvey and Judd, that's 2 guys that have played strong tonight, strong ball. And for all intents and purposes, Gary, those are selfish acts.
They are. They're unprofessional to a certain level, because it's your job and let's be honest, these are hard matches, they're emotional matches, but that's your job, is to manage your emotions, to not let players upset you. And in a match, players they'll upset each other. There's a push and a shove and an elbow and a pinch and you name it, it's all going to happen to you. Your job is just to laugh that stuff off. And Carlos Harvey it wasn't like it was a second yellow. With Judd, it was a silly second yellow. Carlos Harvey, that's a straight red.
That is mind-numbing. That's what that is. Sanchez on the stop. So you go from playing a relatively clean first half, and albeit it was physical, we've discussed this at good length, but LA had the majority of the scoring opportunities and possession time in the first 45. And then this LA team started to split the seams. Oloski's goal is 20th of the year, followed by 2 red cards by Judd and Harvey. And as Gary had just mentioned, LA Galaxy 2 is fighting for their playoff lives. And they didn't just shoot themselves in the foot. They stuck their head in the toilet and flushed it. That's embarrassing.
Look, I'm sure the coach, Marcelo Savas, is going to have a serious chat with them, because they got themselves in a good position.
There's another one. There's a yellow card, and that's on Gonzalez.
If you think back to the first half, it was 4 Orange County players on yellows, no LA Galaxy 2. Now, that's good play from LA Galaxy 2. You should be now trying to tempt the Orange County players into doing something silly. But now it's completely the opposite. It's Los Dos who are doing the silly stuff, and Orange County, with 4 players, 5 players on yellows, managing the game perfectly.
That's dangerous at the knee of Oloski. And for Gonzalez, that's his first yellow card. This free kick into the box. Sanchez with the right hand, the left foot, off woodwork, and it stays out. Powers had the strike. Orange County is looking for blood now. Up a goal, playing 11-on-9. Oloski trying to spin it. Sanchez with the stop. And Oshandina on the goal line, looking at the fans in the stands and telling them to get on their feet.
Yeah, it's just wave after wave of attack now. With 9 players, you're going to struggle. Any team's going to struggle off the post from Powers. He just plays it wide. Oloski, he cuts in. It's going to keep on being one-way traffic, you would think.
Orange County hoping for it. Just bends in. Sanchez volleys it out. Hoffman on the chip, but Sanchez will sit on it as we're in the 80th minute.
Now, what you have to do if you're Orange County is nothing silly, because the referee will send someone off. He's already sent 2 Los Dos players off, and there's enough Orange County players on yellow cards. Just don't give the referee any reason to send off if you're Orange County. Of course, if you're Los Dos, you're going to try and get someone sent off at this stage. But the idea now for Orange County is just in-game management, keep the ball with 2 players up, don't get involved in fights, late tackles, nothing. Just see this match to the end and walk away with the 3 points.
Unless, of course, you get up an extra goal. and then maybe something happens. Maybe.
If you score an extra goal.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they would like to do. You want to kill the game off. That would be the plan. But don't get goaded into anything now. Here comes Oshadina.
Good move into the box. Sanchez, one arm with the save, and Doyle there to erase that. Salazar, who's played spirited tonight. Nice move by Salazar. Trying to get around the corner. Salazar, no numbers and little chance.
He's complaining, Salazar, because he was held back a little bit. Oh, there's another late tackle there.
Yeah.
Salazar complaining that he never got the free kick that he deserved. And for LA Galaxy, it's 1 win in 8 for them. This could be 1 win in 9, or certainly is looking that way. It's a really bad run for Los Dos.
Ooh.
Yeah, that could have been a yellow very easily.
Sweep the back of that leg. While we have a moment, got to say thanks to our entire ESPN crew, Mackenzie Pierce, our director-producer tonight, Kike Moya, Humberto Carolero, and Jason Goebel. Can't do without you guys. And the woman, the lady, Mackenzie, rocking it, steering the ship for us all season long as we go into the good night and into deep regular season activity of USL Championship, plus postseason affairs. And now we'll have some whole player substitutions on LA's side. These changes coming, and part of it's necessity. The other part is just getting other players some quality looks.
There's a whole bunch of changes taking place right now.
Yeah, we'll get you those. Hey, Gary, it's just the emotions of this match have certainly boiled over after that Olaski goal. And quite frankly, I didn't see the immaturity from LA coming, but it did.
It did, and they're younger players, but you know, Preston Judd has been around enough, and it was his sending off that really sort of set everything in motion. So unnecessary, so silly from such a good player. But at 1-0, they're not dead and buried. This is the amazing thing with 9 players. You've still got to hope that all these fresh legs coming on, maybe they can still steal something. Orange County have given away enough late goals for this not to be over yet.
Well, that is the biggest thing in a sport like this. You are never out until the final whistle. Senge is in, number 51 for LA Galaxy. There's Brian Olaski. Brian not starting tonight, but he comes into the affair now. See what kind of work he gets here in the 85th minute. No, the way that this match has unfolded and now where we're at, curious as to what Ben Meyer and the rest of the officiating crew provide us with stoppage time. Something short, something lengthy. What's your guess?
I'm guessing shortish. There haven't been any bad injuries, concussion protocol situations, so it shouldn't be more than a few minutes, I would have thought. But whatever it is, Orange County have got to see it through the end. Their history of conceding even after the 90th minute has happened a number of times this season. They don't want to do it here. Not against 9 men. That would just be, I think that would be the end for Richard Chapler. I think that would push him over the edge.
Here's Hoffman. Love to put some icing on this contest. That one bounces wide from Olaski. The silver lining in this contest, at least for Richard Salazar in net for LA, he's played well. I mean, he's seen a heavy dose of Orange County in the second half. The quality of shots have been there. And outside of one, he's been strong. Campbell in for Lamb. as that was announced. For Orange County, their next contest is on the 18th against Sacramento Republic FC. For LA, won't get any easier for them, especially when trying to score goals. On the 18th, they'll get El Paso Locomotive FC. Orange County up right now 1-0. Fans, do you support Orange County? If you do, why not represent Orange County? A full range of new merchandise is now available, and all 2022 merchandise includes the new star logo, on the logo, excuse me, and also you can rep the USL Champions. Just visit OCSCshop.com. That's OCSCshop.com today.
We see they brought on Tsubasa Endo, the Japanese player who scored twice against Monterey Bay in that recent 2-0 victory. So maybe this game isn't over yet.
Well, if you're Orange County, you want to pad your stats, and man of the match is that gentleman right there, number 7, Olanowoski. No doubt, right, Gary?
Yeah, it's an unbelievable finish. A lot of players would have tried to control that ball. He's hit it first time past the keeper. Great awareness to follow up on Sean Okoli's shot as well. And he's done that all season long. 20 goals. He's now level with Thomas Enevoldsen as the all-time highest scorer in one season for Orange County. One more, and he's in the legend. He's in the books as a legend. And certainly deserves it in this his first season. Just a pity his brother Brian's been injured all season. The pair of them up front, wow. If they were fit from day one, it could have been a totally different story.
It would be fun, and just puzzling with where they're at right now in the Western Conference standings. Team right now with only 28 points. They win tonight, they'll get them to 31. But again, they would need to run the table and then have everyone fall off a cliff.
Well, they're just a point behind Phoenix Rising, who are 2-0 down at home to Oakland Roots.
But as you mentioned, Oakland's also on the come. So the musical chairs we play here in the Western Conference.
Well, if you'd have told me the start of the season that Orange County would be bottom and Phoenix Rising second bottom, I would have said,
no chance.
I said, I'll bet my house on it, it won't happen. Incredible. The champions and Phoenix Rising, one of the best teams in the West for the last 4 years, sitting bottom and second bottom. This is a very, very tough Western Conference this year.
Lasky took a straight arm to the face, and that'll be a yellow card. Well,
looks a bit stunned, the 19-year-old Axel Essengui. He did put his arm up, and the referee was stood right there. Let's have a look at it again. You can put an arm up, but not in someone's face. Let's just see if it gets raised. See there, it's in the face. You push the face away, you're going to get a yellow card every time. If you push the shoulder away or the body, maybe just a warning. Maybe you get away with it, but in the face, no.
Yeah.
Not going to get away with that. Not with the referee stood right there.
Essengui, this first yellow, one of many on the night for LA Galaxy 2. 40 yellow cards, 2 reds. Am I missing anything?
And a fight over whose stadium this is going to be. just to mix it in a bit.
Oh my.
And the crowd are loving it though.
We're going to get 5 minutes of stoppage time here.
I think that's part of the vibe at the stadium here tonight. That's the undercurrent. The Orange County fans upset that the stadium might be taken away and given to LA Galaxy 2 for their exclusive use, and they're out to show their thoughts and their feelings. And who better to show it to than the very team that's threatening to take the stadium away from them?
At this point in the match, as you had mentioned, Gary, don't do anything that will cause the attention of the official to blow a play dead in favor of LA Galaxy 2.
I mean, it's still possible for Los Dos to score and get a point. So, you know, at 1-0, it's a dangerous scoreline. Obviously, they'd love to get a second. Orange County hasn't gone their way. But you just don't want to give anything up. Not against 9 men. It would just be soul-destroying for this Orange County side that have had so many knocks and so many problems and conceded so many late goals. To do it here today would just be the final straw, I think.
And for LA Galaxy 2, losing tonight 1-0. They got beat by Hartford Athletic on the 5th.
Yeah, it's 1 win in the last 9 if they don't get a win here today, which is looking, even if they got a draw, it wouldn't be a win. So you can more or less almost certainly say it's 1 win in the last 9 for Los Dos.
Yeah, you look at, you have to go all the way back to July the 9th when they tattooed San Diego 5-0. Then outside of that, it's been straight downhill.
And on the other side for Orange County, Richard Chaplow saying to us, for our group mental health, we have to start winning games, especially at home. Well, they're only a minute or 2 away from having a big boost in their group mental health.
It's not been a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination for Orange County, but it's been thorough, and they've been effective getting underneath the skin, if you will, of LA. 37 total fouls in this one. Excuse me, Gary.
Yeah, I was going to say that they've done it the Orange County way, which is defending deep, is not allowing space, it's not pretty football, and then coming forward when the time is right. And you know, when they tried to attack first half, they got picked off by this wonderful Los Dos speedy attack, Michael Salazar in particular. They kept it safe, they kept it tight, and when they were ready in the second half, they started to push forward more. And here they are winning the way they used to at the end of last season, 1-0. It just seems to be the Orange County way, the way that works for them.
Could have been a different fate for LA. But Preston Judd, a red card. Steal here and a 2-on-1. Orlowski, that shot is stopped by Sanchez, and Okoli a little hot on the opposite end.
It's got every right to be Sean Okoli. It's got to be a square ball from Milan Orlowski. It's not even a debate. Yeah, you can't lift your head. That's selfish. It's not a team player. As good as he is, Milan Orlowski, it's Sean Okoli's ball. He's waiting. He's got space. You've got to play him in. You cannot hit the ball from there. The goalkeeper has got his angles. And I think there's going to be a little bit of a discussion after this match about that moment. Because Kubo Torres had a look at Milan Orlowski once or twice in the first half, and that was just... I certainly would walk in there and have more than a few words, to be honest.
Which is absolutely puzzling, given the fact that Orlowski got in the face of Kaningas 1 game ago, yes, for nearly the exact same thing.
Yeah, and that was nowhere near as good a chance as this one was. So yeah, look, again, get it. You're top of the USL goal scoring charts. You've got 20 goals. You're the man in form. You get all of that. But when it's that blatant, now, you know, if they win 1-0, you can paper over those cracks. But if they equalize now at 1-1, there would be some serious harsh words said after the match.
Davila with service. That one will be cleared into the stands in a souvenir. And that'll do it. Final score here tonight. Orange County SC defeats LA Galaxy 2 by a final score of 1-0. Milan Orlowski, the man right there, the man of the match. The game-winning goal, his 20th of the year, Gary.
Incredible. Great finish. He hit that first time, and that's made the difference. But you can see the defenders there, goalkeeper, Rakowski's come up with some big saves. They've worked hard in defense. There's a lot of backslapping going on. Not many people are going across to thank Milan Orlowski's. Maybe he's upset one or two, but his finish was brilliant. Be fair to him, it was a wonderful moment.
So look at the incredible play of the match presented by John's Incredible Pizza.
Wow, I mean, he's hit that on the volley, maybe even the half volley. Let's have a look and see if it's hard to see, but you know, not an easy skill to hit that straight away. You're under pressure, and he gets it in the corner. Well done, Milan Orlowski.
So the goal there for Orlowski. Save of the match. Patrick Rakowski in the 12th minute. He was busy early on and kept this match scoreless for a while.
Salazar gets through. He's got time to set it up. Hits it hard, and the goalkeeper gets a body on it. It sort of squirms between his legs, but he takes most of the pace off it. Stands big and strong and is cleared off the line. And it wasn't the only save Rakowski made. He made a couple of them. Really good night. Really good defensive performance from Orange County for LA Galaxy 2. Well, they can still make the playoffs, but they will have learned a lot about how to manage games, and this was not the way to do it today.
So Rakowski with the stop there. He gets another victory, and so does Orange County SC. 7th of the season. Post-game coming up right around the corner as Orange County wins it 1-0.
I'm here at Pro Code, the official training partner of Orange County Soccer Club.
Every athlete knows they have more potential inside them. At Pro Code, we provide a custom training plan so you can unlock that full potential and perform your best when it matters most.
Here in Irvine, there's something for everyone. You can satisfy your sweet tooth here or here. Cool off with freshly picked berries or catch some rays. Get some post-worthy views or rock out with your friends. Raise your adrenaline or just relax. It's master planned with you in mind. Irvine awaits.
Back post run, header down and in! Rakowski got a piece. Asante turns. Rakowski gets up. Orange County strikes first.
Closing up shop here, Championship Soccer Stadium in Irvine, California. David Gascon, Gary Bailey. Orange County defeats LA. 1-0 was the final score in this one. Gary, there's a ton of action, a lot of physicality in this affair. And we look at the full-time highlights in this affair presented by Blue Star Group.
Yeah, there was so much on both ends. An early shot there. Goalkeeper Rich Sanchez getting his hands on the ball. And it was, to be fair, I thought it was LA Galaxy who looked the sharper in the first half. They threatened on the counter-attack. Salazar looked really good. But it all seemed to change in the second half.
And it did for Orlowski, who got some chances. Villanueva also on the doorstep, denied by Sanchez.
He did well, Villanueva. Twice he got into that box, and he made a fantastic saving tackle as well.
67th minute, more action for the home team.
Sean Okoli, decent effort. Rich Sanchez docks it back into play, and what a finish from Milan Orlowski. But let's give Sean Okoli credit. He struggled against Monterey Bay. Much better coming on here. This is what they want from him. Powerful man up front, put the goalkeeper under pressure. Milan Orlowski is so quick to read the opportunity and stick that in the back of the net.
Yeah, it was a game-winning goal and the only goal because it stood up thanks to Preston Judd and LA Galaxy falling apart at the seams.
It's petulant, I think that's the word to describe it. You know, he's such a good player, Preston Judd, and he had a couple of half chances. Now that is ridiculous, because that's a straight red. Carlos Harvey there, and he's got there's no complaint. That's just a ridiculous thing to do. And down to 9 men, they're always going to struggle to get back in it.
Full-time stats presented by Save Law. Goals, well, just the one. for Oloski, but they win. It doesn't matter. 1-0 was the final score. Shots on target. I mean, again, that could be a little misleading given the fact that Orange County was playing an 11-on-9.
Absolutely. I mean, early on it was 5 yellow cards to Orange County, 1 to LA Galaxy. Well, they soon made up. They got the 3 more yellows, 2 reds. The expected goals 0.9 for Orange County, so basically 1 goal, 0.57, which is in the middle. It's half a goal. In the end, it didn't happen, so Orange County win 1-0. Probably on the balance of play, especially in the second half. They were the better side for me, but LA Galaxy had some chances first half, and they could easily have come away with a draw, but for the 2 red cards.
Rakowski, a clean sheet. Orange County SC improves their record to 7-12-10 on the season. Good for 31 points. LA Galaxy 2 falls to 10-13-6. They still have 36 points. So for my broadcast partner, Gary Bailey, I'm David Gascon saying so long from Championship Soccer Stadium. Lon Oloski with the game-winning goal. And Orange County SC defeats LA Galaxy 2. 1-0 was the final. Have a wonderful night, everyone. So long.
Copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.